Thailand is widely recognized as one of the leading models of universal health coverage, and many countries look to it as a system worth studying. But for more than 91,000 Myanmar people living in temporary shelters along the border, the promise of universal coverage has still not become a reality in their daily lives. For decades, these border communities have relied mainly on international aid. But as that support declines, the Thai government introduced the August 2025 cabinet resolution allowing some displaced persons to work legally and giving them greater opportunities to enter the public health system under a broader goal of moving from aid dependency to economic inclusion. It may sound like a promising solution, but when we listen to the real voices of those who have been living in the temporary shelters, we find that behind a policy that seems to open the door to opportunity, there is still clear friction in implementation. And the key question is this: does this policy truly create new opportunities for them?
What uba kuzani pada nonole ay kendok usaya blazani to uba kuzani tatumu baharale achwa kini u tono dune awada kira gimana tadi dapat Golo agar kanile dida
လူငယ်တွေလည်းအဲ့လိုမျိုးပေါ့သူတို့အလုံးမရှိတော့တဲ့အခါမှာသူတို့စိတ်သက်ကြတဲ့အရာတွေပြီးလို့ရှိရင်လည်းဆေးရုံမှာဆေးမရှိတော့ဘူးဆိုတော့အရေးပေါ်လူနာတွေဆိုရင်ဘယ်လိုလုပ်မလဲပေါ့နော်ဒါကိုယ့်ထက်ခက်ခဲတဲ့မိသားစုဝင်တွေဆိုရင်လည်းအများကြီးရှိတယ်ပေါ့နော်
The decline in international funding has pushed clinics inside temporary shelters into crisis, causing severe medicine shortages and partial service closures. As the healthcare system inside the temporary shelters weakens, Myanmar displaced people are forced to rely on public hospitals, which means paying out of pocket. However, even with the Migrant Health Insurance Scheme or MHIS in place, the upfront annual premium of 2,700 baht or about $80 remains a major barrier for people with unstable daily incomes.
သူတို့ကပြောမယ်ဆိုတော့တည်တဲ့အတိုင်းပဲပေါ့နော်။ကြတို့ခန့်မှဆိုရင်အလုပ်ကလည်းထွေထူးလည်းမရှိနေဘူး။သူတို့ပြီးတော့လည်းအခုဆိုရင်တော့တနေ့စားတဲ့အချိန်တွေဖြစ်နေပြီပေါ့နော်။တချို့လူတွေဆိုရင်ပြောရမယ်ဆိုရင်သူတို့မိဘတွေကအသက်ကြီးနေတဲ့သူလည်းဖြစ်မယ်တချို့လူတွေကသူတို့ကလေးတွေကလည်းငယ်သေးတယ်အဲ့လိုမျိုးဆိုရင်လည်းသူတို့ဘယ်လိုဝင်ငွေနဲ့အဲ့ဒီကျမကြီးအာမခံကတ်ကိုလောက်ရမလဲဆိုတာအခက်အခဲဖြစ်ပေါ့နော်လုံချင်တဲ့စိတ်တော့ရှိမှာပေါ့နော်လူတန်းတော့ဒါပေမဲ့လည်းလုံဖို့ကအခက်အခဲတွေကအများကြီးရှိတယ်
Kota keri ipe yu ba de ti ba de chuma na ta kota keri ke cruise ta kota ke la mana body ni ti ba da kota kan ni awati ni ar ki le ko ula mana ko ba le ni hi tedu bu ne ni pata wa le u da ta chami u kia te ga tan no di le ko pa u tan no di ba we tan ni ba lo di le ko pa u yi ti ba ta ni mana ba le ya ga yi ti ba di u da cruise ta ki ko ta kha mana
The issue is not just financial, it is also about structural exclusion, because work rights and access to healthcare are still tied to older documents such as URG cards. Those Myanmar displaced people who arrived after 2020 have become legally invisible. Even though they live in the same shelters, they are still unable to access the rights they should have.
Udah URG baru bi URG tu kan dia per kalau URG ba dulu kira cia le ni lo ni pale he udah waktu di mana mana dia tak percaya le tale tak kimi kita pita mami ri pani we ko ada yang di city wan mi kayak dia kimi telu lu apa kimi tak percaya tak penyoan dia pada ni ini kalau di city wan.
For those with the right documents, having the right to work does not always mean having the freedom to work. many still face unfair treatment, including wages that do not match what they are promised, and they have very little power to negotiate their working conditions.
Lettivali kutawa klasi de bayi adi tawa mela tu ni bama midma wa hadi wadihi tanomi mo tono ni mali ni wadihi ba ni odono sa ne wo khoplo lo tono ni wadana ke tati lo tola di ba me ba tere ni ba ni ko le ne tono ni khoplo lo wate ko ta ne ta chu de le odono yi mo le ra ya ne ha le te le wa de no ko thi ba ki ta ko ta khe o da du mo le ke ke ko ni ha de tono de ke ba di ba tono no ha de corporate I am လဲ tested တော့ work နဲ့ဝယ်ကိတိပါဦးတယ်နော်
ကျွန်တော်ကဒီပါမိုက်ယူကျွန်တော်ယုံကြည်မရှိဘူးဟိုရောက်တော့ရက်မှန်ကြီးလေးမတွေ့တာရှိတယ်ပြီးတော့သူတို့ဦးဒီကြီးလေးမရတာရှိတယ်ပြီးတော့နောက်တစ်ခုကလှစာကိုတော့အပြစ်မရတာရှိဟုတ်တယ်လေဒီပါမိုက်ကသူတို့ပေးတယ်ဆိုတာတရားဝင်ပါမိုက်ဒီလောက်ရုံမကိုမပြောတော့ပဲအခြားလောက်ရုံမပြောင်းမဲ့ဆိုတော့ပြောင်းလို့ရတဲ့လက်မမျိုးလေးမဟုတ်စီတဲ့နေရာမှာနေရမယ်သူတို့ထားတဲ့နေရာမှာနေရကျွန်တော်တို့ကလူလေရုပ်ဝတ္ထုမှမဟုတ်တာအမားနဲ့မကင်းကြဘူးလေဒီပုံစံမျိုးကျွန်တော်မကြိုက်ဘူးအဲ့ဒါကြောင့်ကျွန်တော်အစီအစဉ်မရှိဘူးမျှော်လင့်ချက်လေးမရှိဘူးဒီအလုပ်
From all of these accounts, it becomes clear that the 2025 policy is currently at a critical turning point. To ensure that this transition truly leads to meaningful protection and inclusion, researchers at HOPESEA, or the Humanitarian Observatory for Policy and Education in Southeast Asia, propose a structured policy roadmap consisting of 3 phases as follows. Phase 1, urgent response within the first 6 months. This phase focuses on expanding work and health rights to cover all Myanmar displaced people, not only those who hold URG cards. It also calls for emergency state subsidies for border hospitals and shelter clinics, rights communication in local languages, and the urgent restoration of peer support systems for mental health inside the temporary shelters. Phase 2, system adjustment during months 6 to 18. This phase aims to reduce structural barriers, including financial burdens and complicated procedures. Key measures include allowing health insurance premiums to be paid in monthly installments, creating a fast-track pathway through one-stop service centers, strengthening the role of migrant health volunteers, or MHVs, as key support mechanisms and supporting community savings group to improve financial security. Phase 3, long-term integration from 18 months onward. This phase focuses on building the foundation for sustainable economic integration and stronger cross-agency coordination. It includes linking digital databases across government agencies to reduce duplicate documentation, expanding access to financial systems through Know Your Customer or KYC, processes with commercial banks, promoting communication between employers and Myanmar displaced people, and creating pathways to stable employment through language training, labor rights education, and vocational skill development. This roadmap is not just about humanitarian support, it is about smart and sustainable governance. If Thailand can truly move from aid dependency to economic inclusion, today's humanitarian challenge will become a national strength.
ပြောမယ်ဆိုတော့အများကြီးတော့မမျှော်လင့်ဘူးနော်ထိုင်းနိုင်ငံသားတွေလောက်အခွင့်အရေးမရပြီမဲ့သူတို့လောက်နီးနီးဆိုလည်းမစိုးဘူးနော်အဲ့လိုမျှော်လင့်ချက်ရှိတယ်